Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be going over the Masters. I want to point out a couple of things that I saw that Tiger Woods did really well that I think is going to help him continue to be a big time contender in a lot of majors to come, just like he used to be. All right, so everybody, we are going to be doing a little bit of a different video here today. This is actually something I love to do with a lot of my players. We are going to start reviewing a couple of shots that I saw during the tournament that, again, I think really illustrate what makes Tiger Woods a phenomenal player, somebody that, again, can contend in majors, and I think something that you can learn from as you start to play golf and start to strategize. So this is something we do all the time with my tournament players, and I think it's something if you wanted to start doing, you could do it as well. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at a couple of critical shots. We're actually going to look at the one on Sunday where you saw the huge turning point in the tournament, and that was at 12. We're also going to look at number 11 from the first round, which I thought was a great illustration of what Tiger Woods was doing. So we're going to look at two separate shots. There was many examples throughout the tournament, but these are two that we wanted to look at and show a little bit of knowledge of what these guys are capable of doing. So we're going to be using Google Earth here. If you haven't done this, this is really a cool thing to do. You can look at any course, and as long as you know the course layout, you can go from there. It's pretty cool. So we're going to show you a couple of things of what I saw. So we're going to start here on number 12. If you can't see it, it's right here where the line's drawn. On Sunday, they had it listed at 158 yards to the flag from what was the tee box, right? And so we've got a set up approximately at that distance as we go. And one of the things that we want to look at when we start talking about strategy and how we're going to play a golf hole, you have to understand what is your possibilities that you could miss. You hear pros talk about this a lot, and you hear it a lot at Augusta National, because at Augusta, there's just certain places you just have no chance. You are not going to be able to get the ball on the green sometimes or up and down unless you make a really long putt. And so Augusta's really, really a fantastic course because it can do that. What it also is great at, and why the back nine is so exciting, is it's not only that you won't get it up and down, you're going to put it in the water on a lot of these holes. 15, 13 you can do it, 12 you can do it, 11 you can do it, as you see over on the left. It's really a really awesome look at how you can manage your game and understand how to make proper decisions. Okay, so what we're going to look at here is the 12th hole. Okay, so what did we see happen? We obviously saw Molinari hit it in the water. Okay, and we saw Tiger take it to the left side right over this bunker. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of information that we got from Mark Brody in his great book, Every Stroke Counts, or Every Shot Counts, sorry. And what we're looking at is what he lists is for top level professional from 150 to 160 yards, they're going to be right around 25 feet or so for their miss, okay, or for how far away they're going to be from the hole. Now that's an average. Obviously they can hit it closer, they can hit it farther, but if we said, all right, on average we hit it to 25 feet, we can use that information as we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. The flag was somewhere in the back right. If we started to actually work with that, what I'm going to do is get a circle out here. We're going to draw a radius of about 25 feet. Okay? All right, so there we go. And so what you saw players that were taking on, you can just see it in alignment. You could see players that were taking on the flag, and they were maybe aiming just a fraction left. Maybe they were aiming a little bit left of this current flag, but you can see when we draw this 25-foot circle, what happens is, obviously I'm going to cover the area of the green. If I hit a shot really well, I'm going to hit it right next to the flag. I'm going to have a lot of portions of the green covered. However, you can see there's portions of this where, if I go in the back bunker, that's really tough up and down. If I go short right, that's no good, right? And if I even miss it a little bigger, like we said we could, that's going to get definitely in the water because of the slope. And if we go right, we're going to miss the green. And again, we might have a little bit of a tough up and down. So what happens here is you have to evaluate what's going on. You have to evaluate, all right, what's the risk reward? Obviously, I can knock it close and make a birdie. Now, if I'm Molinari, you're kind of looking at it like, all right, hey, it's I'm 2 strokes ahead. Do I really need all this risk that includes this area where double bogey is a very, very high probability? I think you see Tiger did a really, really good job throughout the tournament. I believe he had 0 double bogeys. Definitely no double bogeys in the back nine. He realizes in major championships you can survive a bogey, but you cannot survive a double. So somebody like Molinari, he almost needs to be looking, all right, I need to be way over here, and let's talk about why, because this is what we saw Tiger do. Now, Tiger, again, had some knowledge that Molinari didn't have. He knew his opponent was going to he already put the ball in the water. Okay, and we saw Tiger take it right over he was definitely aiming left, and we saw the ball take off left. He was hitting the ball very, very well. The ball traveled about the right distance, so we can assume a lot of things that he hit a really good shot. But here he hit a 20, in his 25-foot circle, he had it over the lip of the bunker in the middle of the green, where you can see almost all of this circle is in the green, is on the green. Yeah, it's a longer putt, but it's all on the green. Little piece of it's in this back fringe area. It's doable to get it up and down. Again, not the easiest place, but it's doable. And then you got part of it that's going to hit this lip and actually roll back into the bunker. Now, that also is not the easiest up and down, but the key thing is if you come up short, you are in the bunker. You are not in the water hazard where, again, it is a very high probability you're going to get a double bogey. So as a player, what we want to do is look at, all right, how wide is our circle that we hit it in? So Tiger looked at that and he says, you know what, this is where I need to go, and this is where I'm going to play this shot, okay? And that's where he made his strategy decision. You saw Brooks Koepka step up, again, playing very aggressively. Again, maybe not his exact line, but it definitely was aiming more right than Tiger was, and then it came up and you got it. And then you have to factor in some things like the wind. If it's gusting, okay, well now on a gusty conditions, maybe my circle gets even bigger, where when it's gusting straight into, I've got a bigger circle. So I definitely want to be more left, including more of the bunker, as opposed to if I go, again, about 35 feet or so. I mean, we've got a lot more troublesome areas if I'm going at the flag. So that's something as we work with players of what we can do to help our games out, is just starting to understand. If you are a player of, let's say you're a 10 handicap, okay, and you're hitting a 160-yard shot, on average, you're going to be closer to 35, 40 feet, okay, hitting these shots. Well, again, if you're going to hit this shot and you're going to truly play good strategy, actually your circle, you can aim at the middle of the green, the same place that Tiger has it, but you have more of a chance, because your circle's wider, you have more of a chance that you can hit the ball and actually be close to the hole. So it's an interesting strategy thing. Tiger, he's always been, I think, known as like an aggressive player. There's a gentleman, Scott Fawcett, if you're not familiar with, I highly recommend him. He would tell you that that's probably the exact opposite. He is somebody that has always played pretty conservatively, and again, I think that's what keeps him in the hunt on majors. He lets more people make mistakes, going too aggressive, and he just sits there and kind of plods along, as he said in his press conference. Now, just to illustrate a second example of this, we're going to actually go to the 11th hole. I saw this shot on Thursday, and this is when I kind of had a feeling Tiger was really playing well. He was hitting into the 11th hole. He had approximately 200 yards. Don't remember exact yardage, but 200 yards or so. The pin on number 11, I'm going to put a dot, approximately was, in this range, coming from, this direction that I'm drawing the line. So pin was somewhere right in here. And obviously everything slopes to the water. And if you saw our video last week playing this hole, if you even lay it up in the fairway here, it actually starts all going to the water. So what we saw was Tiger hit a shot. He had, again, about 200 yards. From that range, we're looking closer to about 45 feet or so on average, 40 to 45 feet for a top professional from the fairway, which he was. And so we start looking at what Tiger did. He hit the shot, and that ball ended up right in the middle of about this circle. So there's about 42 feet right there. So right in the middle, 40, 45 about. And he hit the ball pretty much right in the middle of the circle. And as he hit it, he gave it a little bit of a club twirl. And, and he gave it that little Tiger swagger that we all started seeing, which is great. And the ball ended up right in the circle, which tells me a couple things. One, he absolutely pured the shot. He loved it. Took off on his line. He thought everything was great about it. And then he hit it to about 40 feet. And so the other thing it told me is, all right, Tiger's on his game as far as where he could be. Again, he has aimed his circle. He centered this circle when he was targeting. He centered it in a place where there's almost no chance it could go in the water. Now, again, he could hit a way worse than average shot. That's possible. That ends up in the water. You can't plan for those. Those happen. He could even flare it out way more to the right, and he's got a little bit of a tougher pitch. But at least, again, he would be in a position where he's not in the water. So almost a certain double bogey. He's in a place where he's either on the green. He could even stuff it close if he pulls it a little bit. You can see his circle gets almost pretty much to the hole, and he's actually in a position where he's just on the green a lot, or he's got a fairly, I wouldn't want to say any chip at Augusta is extremely simple, but it's about as simple as you can get on this hole, where he's chipping it and just letting it run down and feed down to the hole. And so that was another example where Tiger was not going to play too aggressive. He was going to play very, very conservative and just keep the ball going, not make double bogeys, make his birdies when the opportunity arose, and let the other guys make mistakes. So he did an awesome job of that, and that was what was really exciting. So I wanted to point that out because I think that's where Tiger made his difference. He, again, when it got late in crunch time, you saw plenty of examples of this on Sunday. You saw it on number 8 when he hit it over the green. He did that on purpose. He did that on 16 when he hit it out to the right, and he never was even close to going in the water. It happened to lead to a birdie anyway, but never was in doubt of doing that. And then actually you saw a couple of times when the conditions were favorable, he actually did stuff the ball close. That was because the shot came off and it happened to work out really well. But again, the way they were played, he was not in too much trouble of making too big of a number. If anything over par, it was just going to be a bogey. So it was really good. And this is something I think if you can start thinking about, all right, how wide of a circle, you can do the research, you can look it up. Again, I'd recommend Mark Brody's book. You can get some of the data from there. And you can start seeing, all right, what am I capable of doing? And then as you actually start planning a golf course, you actually see how pros plan it. And then amateurs I think too many amateur players think that pros just knock it stiff all day, and they really don't. The ones that are really successful long-term, playing really good, they actually really understand this idea of strategy and how to do it. And the ones they actually hit really close, they're actually more of a miss than you would think, as the ball kind of did something that they, was kind of on the outer edges of what they're capable of doing. So something to take away with it. Again, the Masters, it was an unbelievable tournament. Super excited. Great way to kick off the majors this year as we go into an exciting thing. We only got a month to the next major, which is awesome, up at Bethpage. Can't wait to watch that and see how Tiger does there and everybody else. And really looking forward to getting out and playing some golf with it. So, again, hopefully this will help you think some strategy and take that into your own game. So, again, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below. And again, leave us a comment. We want to know what you thought of the Masters, what was your favorite parts, and we'll go from there. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right.